Healthwise, brought to you with the compliments of ICBL, always there when you need us most. There's nothing more annoying than trying to sleep at night, but a mosquito is being a nuisance, right? Well, more than just being annoying, the mosquito carries the potentially deadly dengue fever virus. And in Barbados, the recent statistics of 604 cases up to September 21st has health officials concerned. This compares with the 233 for the same period last year. Hello, good evening, and thanks for joining us on Healthwise tonight as we focus on dengue.
Dengue fever is a viral illness, and it is actually, there are four serotypes, four different strains of the dengue virus. The symptoms that they cause are very similar to general flu-like viral illnesses. Persons feel ill. What distinguishes dengue is that it's called dengue fever. It's usually accompanied by a high fever, approximately 104 degrees Fahrenheit, 40 degrees Celsius, and that can be accompanied by a rash. It can be accompanied by headache. Persons complain of joint pains, pain behind their eyes, vomiting, or diarrhea. So the general viral flu-like illnesses are some of the symptoms that persons may complain about.
One of the dangers with dengue is the manner in which it is treated.
The safest medication to take to treat the symptoms of dengue are paracetamol, Panadol, acetaminophen. We want you to stay away from any of the non-steroidal anti-inflammatory medications, and some of them, the more common ones, are cataflams, the Voltarens, naproxens. Essentially, the safest means is to stick to the paracetamol. You take paracetamol, acetaminophen. If there is any reason for you to need more medication, stronger medication, or a different medication, then it's best to seek medical advice prior to taking any of the other over-the-counter medications.
What is of more concern is if the condition worsens to dengue hemorrhagic fever.
One of the major reasons why we advocate not taking the non-steroidal medications is because they in themselves have a potential to cause any form of bleeding, and the complicated dengue also has a potential of causing bleeding, which is what we call it, is also known as the hemorrhagic form of dengue. And persons, when we test them for the varying titers, as I mentioned, there are four titers. We test for the titers for the dengue. We also test for the platelets as well. So any platelets are which are one of the cells in the blood that affects clotting. Any platelet level falls too low, then that person is at risk for having bleeding complications.
This can manifest itself in red blotches around the skin. In fact, any abnormal bleeding coupled with the symptoms mentioned before is cause for concern. Once a person gets to this stage, hospitalization is required. But in the initial phase of the illness, drinking plenty of fluids, rest, and Panadol can help manage ill feelings. The Aedes aegypti mosquito, identified by the white ring around their legs, carries the dengue virus. It is bred in water, and health officials have been pleading with homeowners to keep their surroundings free of stagnant water. I'd like to echo those calls. And that's our program for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. Good night. Healthwise, brought to you with the compliments of ICBL, always there when you need us most.